fight the power like Big Chuck.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
The Book of Wisdom, Chapter 17, Consciousness. Humans possess a more advanced consciousness that markedly differs from that of animals. Animals operate with a one-way consciousness, driven by instinct and lacking self-awareness. Unlike animals, humans exhibit a two-way consciousness, allowing us to be self-aware and engage in introspective analysis of our physical, spiritual, and mental aspects. This dual awareness is often considered divine, where altering the N to D in divine forms the word divide, underscoring the inherent duality in our consciousness. Consciousness is a state of oneness, transcending gender and form, a divine spark of the divine. This celestial consciousness exists beyond the confines of the physical world, Earth. Within each human, a dual nature is inherent, a higher self and a lower self, ego, representing the spiritual and physical aspects, respectively. Man is a composition of both matter and spirit, and the quest for balance is essential. Otherwise, the manifestation of chaos ensues. The ego, the earthly and bodily personality, is the physical nature of the self. It is an identity shaped by the mind through experiences and accumulated knowledge over the years. The ego, absent during toddler years, subtly acknowledges its morality, leading to impatience, greed, and lust. To contextualize the body/ego is the internal voice pushing for the release of sexual energy and the pursuit of fleeting sensations, even when the higher self advocates otherwise. In contrast, the higher self is divine, godly, and eternal. It reflects the essence of the individual during early years. Before the ego's formation, the higher self embodies love for everything and everyone. It serves as the guiding voice within, urging one to do the right thing, such as retaining sexual energy, refraining from harm, and fostering love for others. See, you got the 7 chakras: wisdom, which is the crown; intuition, expression; love is the heart; power, food, and sex. So heart is the center. And then you got your higher half, your spiritual, and your lower half is material. And I kind of just want to add in, I relate that to the Jesus and devil. And Jesus represents the spiritual half of you, and the devil is the king of the material, the materialization of light, lower vibrating light. Anyway, I'll get into that in another video. Let's continue. The body serves as a reflection on both the higher and lower aspects of the self. The lower self, associated with desires such as lust, gluttony, and the pursuit of power, is manifested in the bottom half of the body. Conversely, the higher self is represented in the top half of the body, especially above the heart. Aiming to operate our lives with the higher parts of the body implies prioritizing the virtues associated with the higher self. This involves transcending base desires and aligning our actions with the qualities of the higher self, such as love, compassion, and spiritual elevation. By doing so, we strive for a harmonious balance that fosters personal and spiritual growth. Each individual's consciousness is either aligned with the lower self, hell, or the higher self, heaven. The goal is to return to our original divine state, reminiscent of our childhood innocence. Living in harmony with our intuition, embracing love, and seeking genuine wisdom should guide our actions and choice in life. We got a little verse from the Bible here. Psalms 82 verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Heaven is even. Okay. Jesus is indicating the heart chakra because the heart serves as the equilibrium point for the 7 chakras. Attaining Christ consciousness requires the harmonization of all the chakras and living from the heart. The term heaven inherently contains the word even, signifying balance. Heaven, therefore, represents an internal state of equilibrium. Striving for balance involves harmonizing both the physical and material aspects of our being. In a state of balance, one experiences oneness and does not lean toward either extreme. Chapter 18, Chakras. Chakra in Sanskrit means wheel. The chakras are 7 wheels of energy that are a part of the electromagnetic field we call our aura. The chakras are like mini brains controlling all the cells and organs within that section of the body. The 7 chakras are the 7 seals in the Bible. The chakras are a part of the etheric body, as they are 7 seals that bind your soul/spirit to the physical body. The lowest chakra, the root chakra, is the most dense/physical, and the highest, the crown chakra, is spirit/formless. We descend from spirit into matter. Now we have to return to our spirit self in the crown chakra. The crown chakra is located just above the head, out of the body, because it's pure spirit. Our true God, self, is hidden behind the 7 chakras. As the chakras can be abused or balanced, when we balance the vices of the chakras, we build a strong mind and soul connection, which then manifests into our external world. When the mind and body manifest, the soul higher self ideas 24/7, we become our true God self, and there are no mental or etheric blockages within our different bodies of consciousness. You got your 7 planets, your 5 elements. They say 4, but the 5th is ether or spirit. And then you align, you could align the moon with spiritual connection. $144,000 go to heaven. 144,000 add first 5 petals. Root, sacral, solar, heart, and throat. 4 plus 6 plus 10 plus 12 is 48. Third eye equals 2 petals. Alright. There are actually 7 vowels, and each vowel corresponds with one of the chakras. When chanting the vowels correctly, it creates the phonetic sound of Om. Om is known as the sound of creation, and when we say it, we are aligning the 7 creational energies within our etheric body. Each chakra vibrates on a different frequency, and you can listen to these frequencies to help balance each chakra. The mental plane is thoughts, the astral plane is imagination, etheric plane is energy, and the physical plane is matter. The ether is the 5th element, like I just said, also known as spirit. It's a substance that has one foot in the astral plane and the other in the physical plane. Ether is the word either because it's on either side. The chakras are on the etheric plane, and when we unlock these centers, we unlock our true spirit form. So the A is 963 hertz, E is 852 hertz, I is 741 hertz, O is 639 hertz. I put don't disturb and I still get that anyway. U is 528 hertz, Y is 417 hertz, and M is 396 hertz. It says Jehovah's Witnesses believe exactly 144,000 faithful Christians will go to heaven. This is a frequency you need to achieve in order to go from the root to the crown chakra. The head is heaven. Chapter 19, Chakras Part Deuce. The crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, sacral, and root. I know, I see, I speak, I love, I do, I feel, I am. How to know you're passing through chakras. The root. And someone had mentioned, since we were talking about chakras, Truth Zone mentioned one day on my live stream, I just want to add this in as nothing. Anyway, about the rainbow flag, how they flipped it upside down and the root is at the top instead of the crown. But anyway, let's move on. Root. You will no longer fare and feel stable. Sacral. No longer have lust/desire for sex. Solar. No longer desire for food. Heart. No longer hate anything/anyone. Throat. No longer hold yourself back to express yourself. Third eye. Have the ability to read people's energy, intuition, and astral projection. Crown. At one with everything. No negative traits, no ego, no hate, no desire for mental things, no attachment to anything. The higher 3 chakras are the higher states of consciousness, where your mind is no longer manifesting. Whatever the lower self desires, the mind has become disciplined and carries out more spiritual desires like fasting, meditation, astral projection, energy healing, awakening the third eye, and saving sexual energy to activate the kundalini. The soul and the mind have gained a strong connection, and the mind is manifesting what the soul wills to do. The lower 3 chakras are the lowest states of consciousness, where you identify as the physical body, matter over mind. The mind and the body are operating in survival mode, meaning you are doing whatever the body desires. An example of this is eating whenever the stomach rumbles, releasing sexual fluids whenever you feel like it, etc. This state of consciousness is manifesting hell. Deuteronomy, chapter 20, verse 17. Completely destroy them, the Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, as the Lord your God has commanded you. God supposedly ordered for the Canaanites, Amorites, and Hittites to be destroyed. But as we know, that would be murder, which God does not condemn unto any man. Okay. Canaanites, Amorites, and Hittites symbolize man's lower nature as they were cannibals and murderers. So this is symbolic for destroying your lower/animal nature and turning to your higher/spirit self. Unbalanced chakras. Overusing or incorrect usage of the energy centers will result in unbalanced chakras, which block the flow of energy within the electromagnetic field of the body. This results in a lower frequency as you are pulling too much energy out of your field. For example, if you are over-sexual, you abuse your sacral chakra, which is weakening your field. Excuse me. So you got the six-pointed star, like I said a few pages before, and then you got your masculine and then your feminine, which you combine. And when you combine them two, you also create life. Baphomet symbology. The Baphomet/devil has a goat head to symbolize the animal nature of man. The Baphomet is holding the right hand up for the right hand path, ascension, and the left hand down for descension. The Baphomet is not a real entity. It symbolizes an individual's mindset. The Baphomet is both male and female, symbolizing division and inversion of God's creation. So they say. God is oneness, meaning he is genderless. Our consciousness is genderless, meaning we are a spark of God. God is consciousness. We come from the one, and we incarnate into duality to gain the knowledge of good and evil. The crown chakra is the only chakra located out of the physical body. This is due to it being pure spirit, meaning it is not a part of the dualistic/physical world. It is oneness. Alright, let's go down to these symbols. You got Mickey D's, and I'm not even going to name them, but you see the corporate symbols. Alright, and oh wow, and you do notice how there's a lot of red, which means low, low, low. Most of these are low, except for Schmacko Bell. It says, notice how the majority of the fast food restaurant symbols are red, orange, or yellow. This is because they understand that 80% of people's minds manifest the desires of the lower three chakras. The minds that operate on their lower frequencies will be attracted to the colors of their lower frequencies. Plus, the so-called food the restaurant supply is keeping them stuck in the lower three chakras, survival mode. That's very interesting because, to be honest, I never really looked at stuff like that. Let's move on. The word human comes from the word hue, which means an attribute of a color. Each one of us operates within a frequency, and that frequency is a color within the electromagnetic light spectrum. We are an attribute of a specific color based on what our mind is setting our frequency to. This is why we call it a mindset. Your mind sets itself to various frequencies. Very interesting. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next 3 chapters. And if you want, the gentleman who wrote this book, his YouTube channel will be in the description. Peace.